All right, let me take a look. No, I don't want to do that. All right. Are we live? There we go. Okay, cool. And kick works. Okay, that's good. What's up, everyone? I'm on, looks like I was able to get kick to work as well, so that's good. I do like this song. I want to add it to my favorites list. Okay. All right, so we're good here. We are live. And I believe, looks like kick is working as well. So are we good to go? I'm going to move this, see if... All right, we should be good. All right, let me check on my phone as well, and then we'll... Okay. All right, good. We're good now. All right, what's up, everyone? Let me fix chat so I can see slider on the screen. That is most important. There we go. What's up, slider? Let's go. Dude, slider's the man. I've been you've been pretty active on Twitter or X, whatever. I've noticed recently. So anytime I see you scoop up some comics or do some stuff on in the Veveverse, I always try to like it on there. Another thing I'm trying to do a little bit is at least I'm going to try and make an effort over the next few weeks or so, just to kind of help bridge that gap between people like Veve content creators and stuff on X, and then content creators on like YouTube, Discord, stuff like that. I don't know. Sometimes I do feel like there's a lot of content creators or just community members in general that are on X, and then a lot of them on YouTube, and they have like no idea about each other for the most part. So do want to do interviews and stuff like that. So maybe interviewing some of the people that are on X that are a bit more active and host a lot of spaces like Omilities and things like that. I actually might start doing a few more interviews and stuff too. As well, so at least some of the people that like make content, things like that. Nothing's been seeing you more on the post you made on burning the Star Wars comic. Yeah, I made that post. I already took it down because Vivi's already corrected it. Reached out to a few people, and yeah, they said they let their backend team know to burn it. So. Yeah, I just took down the whole point of the post was just to notify them and just let them know, hey, like it's, it's still in the store, but they got it fixed. That was the whole point. So you got a nicely done from MC. Nicely done. Let me see. Did he nicely done me? I'm going to look on. I think he did like my live stream post, but I don't know if he nicely done me. Let me see. Not yet. One day. We all wish to get nicely done by My Collectibles, right? But okay, so I do want to do it now before I forget, and I'm probably just going to keep mentioning it over and over because I do have a there we go. I do have a Discord, so I'm going to go ahead and link it here. I mean, the Discord's only been open for like 2 or 3 days. We have like 10 people in there, but we've been doing, I feel like I've been putting out some good information, some good alpha, giving people a heads up when things are about to burn ahead of time. I'm also mentioning like other NFT projects and stuff in there too, like outside of Veve. I'll probably show it a little bit later on stream, but there is a like an avalanche token slash like battle pass they have going on that's like completely free. So if you own Avalanche, or if you just want to just get the season 1 battle pass, you can mint that for free. Same thing with Medicaid. Medicaid has like a drop zone NFT thing going on. It's pretty cool. It's only $4 and like 20 cents, I think, which is part of the joke. It's $4.20 per mint, and you mint up to 3. So I was like, hey, for like $12, $13. And I guess that NFT is supposed to have a bunch of utility and stuff like that too, which is pretty cool. So I'll remind you guys, or I'll mention it again later in the stream. But yeah, click that link, join the Discord. And usually I put my, my thoughts and ideas and other things like that in there. And so we talk about comics, market talk, a little bit of IRL stuff as well. So. For example, like I posted this. Let me see if I can. Is this one? Yeah, there it is. I'll drag it over. Like I posted this in the IRL section in the Discord because I was cleaning out my closet the other day. I don't know if you guys remember these. Do you guys remember HRO? I know it's been a minute. But yeah, I was cleaning out my closet and I found these in there. And yeah, I do miss the HRO days a bit. I miss going, was it Walmart? I think it was like Walmarts and stuff like that, and like trying to find packs and things like that. Oh, during the Corey MC video, he saw you in the chat and said nicely done. Okay, yeah, I do remember that. I thought you meant like recently, like he did it today or something like that. But no, yeah, the other day, yeah, I do remember him. He gave me the old ND, the nicely done. But I don't know if you guys remember these. I mean, I only bought like not even a full box. It's one of those smaller ones. And I'm trying to remember what else I bought. And I think my very first HRO cards I got, I found like a random bent pack that was like almost bent like 45 degrees. And so I bought that. But then later on, I did find like a bigger box online, and I bought that. So yeah, I'm still holding on to these. These are pretty much all the ones that are either like higher rarity, or they have like a 4-digit mint, or they were tied to like the movie or whatever. I mean, I didn't get that many cards in general. I know some people literally got like hundreds of these. I think I maybe have 100 total. So these were just kind of like the best ones. All right, let's flip up here. But cool. Have you guys played any of the recent drops on Veve? We'll kind of check over the market really quick and see how those have been performing. I skipped out on most of them. I did go for, I don't remember which one. Well, I went for like the Mando comics recently just to kind of test it out. But other than that, I don't think I played any drops. Let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, there it is. This is the homepage. And you guys do this comic drop? How many are left? This is 3,000 total editions. Might check on the app instead. App is a little bit faster for checking like how many mints are left. All right, forget that. Okay, so there are... Oh, it doesn't say on here either, huh? Oh, you know what? The market will say it. That's the trick. Oh, there we go. That is the trick. So market, or I should just click that. Oh no, a lot of Fantastic Four #1s. Whoops. Back. Okay, so there's okay, not even 1,000 of these sold. Of the Fantastic Four #1s. I don't know if you guys can see that on the right here. It says there's 2,092 left in the store, and that includes, however many Veve withholds. So it's probably a little bit closer to like 800 of these have sold. So I have to keep a close eye on that on the market. I try my best in the Discord to kind of remind people, because typically from what I've noticed, what Veve does is obviously they'll have the post about the comic itself, right, when it's about to release, or like on release day, and then typically, I don't know if they do a post like 2 days before or the day before, but I know for sure they do a post the day of the burn, at 2:30 p.m. So like an hour and a half before the actual burn. And then there's like an in-app notification like an hour before the burn. So I was kind of mentioning that in my Discord, where I try to give you guys like a day or two heads up before the announcement, because I've noticed like typically once Veve puts out the announcement, especially on some of these like more scarce comics, like prices tend to go up a little bit. I might pick up a sealed HRO Series 1 box off eBay. Just keep it sealed. Yeah, that's kind of... I kind of wish I did that. I'll be honest. At the time, I did not have like a lot of money to throw at like new projects and stuff. At the time, like I already bought like a bunch of stuff on... At the time, it was called Palm NFT, right? And then Veve, and then the Todd McFarlane platform, and then Cryptoid. I was already like spreading my money across like 5 projects, and I was like, dude, I do not have much left. So I bought like the medium-sized box. I think that had like 40 or 50 cards or something like that. But like, yeah, the big one, like if you want like the big ones, I have like multiple smaller cases of cards and stuff in there. My goal is to buy that and just leave it unopened. But yeah, that's not a bad idea. Just kind of realize, you know, you might have to hold on to it for a while, keep it somewhere, I would assume dry and cool and all that kind of stuff. That's the only thing that kind of scares me about physical product is, you know, you have to keep it somewhere safe or that won't get damaged or all kinds of stuff. You know, you don't have to worry about that digitally, right? Mark D says you got the You Are Spider-Man today off drop. That was cool. Yeah, today's I passed on today's comic. It says there's 1,000 left. How many total mints? 3,000. Okay, so actually a decent amount of these have been bought, about 2,000. And yeah, that ultra rare is really nice. Glamour 67, thanks for following. Appreciate it. Oh, it's on. Oh, this is on Kick. Okay, well. All right, well. He's trying to help me promote my channel, and his name is literally Peter Botman. So, thought it was actually someone on Kick for a second, but well, thanks for the follow. I think that's my first follow on Kick. If you guys do want to check me out on Kick or just follow it really quick, you don't have to watch me on there. Obviously, I'm mostly on YouTube, but technically my name on there is, I think it's Digital Vibes 1. That's technically my name. I couldn't do Digital Vibes. I guess the name was already taken, but oh, that's cool. I guess it does pull the information on there. Slider says, I went for Mando comic, pulled the trigger 3 times on that one. I mostly get what I want in the aftermarket. That's what I did for today's drop. Picked up the common through the ultra rare. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, let's check out the prices on them. We'll look at some of the previous drops too, but right now the comic, today's comic seems like it's the one that people are excited about. Mark D says, I bought 10 Mandalorians, no UR or SR. Good edition number on any comic poster. It sucked. Yeah, if you look at the numbers on that, it is, you don't have very good odds of getting an SR. I think we already saw it was like a 1 in 42 chance or like 44, something like that. So yeah, it's one of those things where like if you're trying to go for the SR, yeah, you're gonna have to pull the trigger a lot of times. And then same thing with the UR. I'm trying to remember what the chance was on getting that, but all right, so here's the comic. Now this is good. So the ultra is going for 10, so about 50% or so over floor, which is nice. Yeah, and the rest of these are below retail. Is this also a Patrick Gleason cover? Like the uncommon? Like, is this one also a Patrick Gleason, or is it just the like common, rare, ultra rare, secret rare? I feel like I'm sleeping on this one. The fact that there's already been 2,000 of these bought. I've heard the name Patrick Gleason, but to be honest, I don't know. You know what? Let's do this. I'm sure there's an article on Veve that talks about him, or like a blog post. Gleason. Okay. Yeah, actually, let me see if I can find the... that cover's not Gleason. Okay, that's why everyone's flooring it. That's kind of what I assumed. All right, I'm going to have to go over here to do it. Okay, that just takes me to Veve. Go blog. All right, let's just do this. Oh, whoa. This just in. I know it's not announced yet, only because I'm on the article page. But are we getting Sesame Street? Total gear shift. I think we got Sesame Street. 1, 2. Yeah, we're getting we're getting Sesame Street. The Count. 30 gems. Has Veve announced it yet? Hamoon, what's up, dude? Oh my god, this is why I need to keep gems. Yellow Maserati just listed for $929 and sold. Yeah, that was yeah, I knew that one was gonna hang around the like 1,000 to 1,200 mark, maybe in a bit higher, but Patrick is not Gleason. Hamoon. Yes, the Count 1, 2, 3, 4. Did they already announce that? Did I just completely miss it when Veve announced it? Okay, they did announce it. Or that was 4 hours ago. Okay, I completely missed that. All right, that's on me. Kind of makes me wonder if the other Sesame Street collectibles pumped. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. All right, they didn't really discuss much about Patrick Gleason. Okay, interesting. I'm just going to show this super quick, and then we'll look at the market. I was kind of curious who Patrick Gleason was, so I just asked Grok really quick. You know, I'll be honest. I've been using like ChatGPT and Grok like a lot recently, and it kind of does all the thinking for you, which is, you know, very convenient. Who's Patrick Gleason? He's an American comic book artist and writer, creator with over 20 years of experience in the industry. He worked for major publishers like DC Comics, Marvel Comics, Image Comics, high-profile titles. He's known as a triple threat for his penciling, writing, and cover art. He has co-created characters like modern Super Sons, the Pat Shop, critically claiming fan appreciation. I even asked too, like, is he popular in like the comic art community? So, yeah, it seems like he's a pretty beloved comic book artist. Patrick Gleason is a well-established and popular figure in the comic art community, valued for his versatile contributions as an artist and writer. His fan favorite runs on Superman, Batman, Robin, and Amazing Spider-Man, and his active engagement with fans and collectors. While some fans feel like he deserves more prominent projects at Marvel, his work continues to inspire and attract dedicated following of platforms. That's cool. All right, so yeah, he's a pretty big deal. I'm gonna have to keep a close eye on that. You have to keep a close eye on the comic, because I mean, the fact that 2/3 have already sold, and you know it's not going to get burned for another 29 days. This could be one that sells out potentially. We'll see though. Honestly, it really depends on, you know, if Veve's not dropping a lot of like, you know, big banger drops and stuff like that over the next like month. This, you know, people could just go back to old drops and spend money that way rather than holding up. You went for today's comic? I did not, but I might go for one. I think you guys might have convinced me. Which covers are Gleason? I think all of them, but the uncommon. And I think these are obviously just color variants of the same cover, which actually does look kind of cool. in this like more penciling and unique artistic style, I think it's fine. But if they kind of have a habit of just doing a color change on covers, it's not the most impressive. But in this case, I do like it. Good morning, Veve fam. What's up, Flippy? Love Veve. How you doing? Marty, I just pulled on that Spider-Man and got another UR. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, dude, you're up quite a bit. I would hold on to I will say if this comic sells out, typically, right, prices tend to go up a little bit. Because once it sells out, people know, okay, the only option now is the market. Was it Spider-Man 55, right? Yeah, this one, top one. Whoop, I was just there. Let's go back. Yeah, there's 1,082 left in the store. 220 for the common, 190 for the uncommon. 415 here, and then 950 here. We'll see. Maybe at the end of the stream or towards the middle, I might pull the trig on one of these. I went for 2 and got a common and UR. Bought the rare. Yeah, the rare is nice. I just like the simple black and white coloring, like pencil stuff. Nice color, yeah. I received number 55 for common. Whoa, that is cool. Yeah, that matches the mint number here. I will say, if you're going to keep it, great. But if you're even thinking about entertaining the idea of like selling it, I'd reach out to like one of the whales, like California Comics or some of those guys. Like some of those guys, I mean, I don't know if they specifically collect mint numbers that match the comic edition. They might, but if anyone's going to pay like a premium for those or anything like that, like those guys are typically pretty fair on that kind of stuff. But no, that's awesome, Flippy. I'm sure there's someone out there that's got to collect the mint numbers that like match the edition of the comic and stuff. So now price prediction wise, I have no idea. It really depends. I'm sure they might pay a little bit lower than like the mint year or something like that of like a more unique comic or a special one, but obviously that's a pretty good one. This cover is a good one. But those cheap X-Men comics that recently dropped keep calling my name. Yeah, dude, those are good. We've been talking about that in the Discord. We've talked about X-Men number 5. There's only about 2,000 of these sold. Actually, technically less than that because Veve withholds a certain amount. Yeah, there's 5,000 total editions. But according to this, there's 3,000 left in the store. Yeah, these are all. Yeah, these are all very cheap. This is the first appearance of Asteroid M, and then what was the other one too? X-Men number 10. I mean, I've been talking about this one every stream. I'll have to talk about. I need to think of some other comics to talk about. And on top of that, yeah, X-Men number 10, there's not even URs or SRs on the market. For certain comic, I do think it like I said, at some time in the future, like there's going to be points where there's just like no SRs in the store or the market or a very limited number of like URs. So in this case, I think it could just be people that haven't remembered to relist or whatever the deal is, but yeah, as of right now, technically there's no URs. Who holds all the URs and SRs? Let's see. This is why I like using Stacker. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the SR. Okay, yeah, there's a few people that actually have multiples of the SR. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14. There's 57 in circulation, but Veve withholds like what, like 6 or 7, 8, 9. So yeah, there's not very many of these. I think for the most part, they just kind of forgot to relist them on the market. These covers will look really good in the Veve verse. That's a big reason I wanted the different versions. Yeah, of the this Spider-Man one. I do like this one, and I remember watching the live stream with Corey and My Collectibles. He did make an emphasis like this is more, you know, the covers themselves. I mean, look good, but if you put them in an array or like next to each other, it's it's legitimately art, right? I like this black and white one, and then white and black. Call it black and white, white and black, and then this black and blue, and then black and red. Yeah, those 4 across, or organized a certain way in a diamond or whatever you want to do it, would look really cool. Only issue is that secret rare is like 85 gems. 55's a good one. Yeah, 55's a gray one. X-Men 3, which one's that again? Oh yeah, the Blob. How many of him are there? I need to like remind myself. 6,000. Yeah, that one's decently scarce. Obviously not as scarce or as much of a bottleneck as the other ones, but this one's popular too, right? I mean, I think more people are inclined to collect FA Blob over FA like Asteroid M or whatever number 5 is. I'm mostly just nibbling at some of these. I'm not even trying to get a huge stack of all these. It's just like, all right, that's kind of a bottleneck here. I'll grab a couple of those. All right, this FA is pretty cheap. Grab a couple of those. Yeah, this one's doing pretty well. The rare on this is actually doing exceptionally well. Usually the rare is like below box, and the ultra rare is usually like 50% to like maybe double. This one's doing pretty well too. Did any of these burn? I don't think so, right? Whoops. I'll just search it again. I don't think any of these burned. I think this was a time before burn started becoming a thing, right? Yeah, I don't see anything anywhere burned here. Wow. That's wild. Dude, this drop happened a year and a half ago. November 30th. 2023. That's wild. I can't believe it's been that long. Doctor Strange, what's up, dude? Thanks for stopping by. I'll be honest, I have not watched your stacking or slacking on this last comic, but I'll definitely check it out after this. Yeah, lots of delistings the last 48 hours. Yeah, I've noticed that too. I had a bunch of stuff listed on the market, and like a good portion of them got delisted recently. I don't think delistings happen after 30 days from like the day you post anymore. I feel like it's almost like pre-scheduled. Like at the beginning or whatever, the end of like each month, just there's delistings, but I don't know. I could be wrong. If you guys didn't know, an easy way to look at your listings, if you're ever trying to look at them, if you go to the market in the top right, I mean, this on PC, is this the same on the... Is it the same on the app? I don't think you can do this on the app. Let me see. Because on the web browser, on the top right, there's like 2 small icons. There's like a tag and like a hammer, like a gavel. It's an icon that's like for auctions and stuff. But do they... I don't think they have that on the app, do they? Oh, no, okay, you do. Okay, there's a separate section on the app that says My Listing, so you can go there. But at least on the web app, you go here and you can look at all. I'm selling all this stuff. Also in my Discord, like I actually encourage people to either take screenshots of this page or your collectible. Like if you're trying to get rid of something like soonish, especially if you're like below floor, or if you have a unique mint like this one, for example. This is a first public mint, first appearance Sentinel. And I just threw it up in the Discord just saying, hey, like first appearance Sentinel, first public mint. 30 is probably a bit high now that I'm looking at it. I'll put it up for... We'll do $24.69, like a little bit double floor price. Not by much though. Technically double floor is like 22. So if anyone's interested in First Public Mint Sentinel, there it is for 20 whatever. Did I get undercut on this Onslaught? I've been trying to sell this Onslaught. I know there's very few of them on the market, but 40, 50 gems seems a little high for him. Yeah, there's just so few listings for this one. X-Men. Which one is that? X-Men 53, the first appearance of Onslaught. Ooh, this one's pretty scarce too. 1800. Yeah. I thought, for some reason, I thought this one, I thought none of these got burned. I thought the full 5,000 got minted. So yeah, maybe it is legit. I still think that's a little bit high, but maybe it is a legit comic to get that much. Another good one is FA Thunderbolts, Hulk 429, I think. Yeah, we'll look at that in a sec. Picked up a UR Hulk 181 today. Dude, that's awesome. Let's look at that really quick. And then we'll check out the Thunderbolts. Oh, no, I meant to look at the market. I do like this cover with Wolverine. That one is really cool. Yeah, that is a very cool cover. This one's cool. I mean, SR is cool too. Anything with Wolverine in it, I'm always a fan. I still beat myself up a little bit for selling my last mint way too quickly. X-Men number 2 also. Yeah, I think we... Was that Blob or is that a different one? I thought we already looked at that one, didn't we? Oh, there's so many like 2s. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, duh. The other one I've been talking about a lot. Yeah, I will say the commons are they're getting up there in price. X-Men number 2. There's a couple for 4, and then after that it goes to like 450, then almost 6 gems. So if these like bottom 4 get bought up, it instantly jumps to 5.5, almost 6 gems. I will say I did see someone list 4 of these on Stacker yesterday for like 250, and I just bought all 4 of them on Stacker. Do I still have that? I wonder if it'll show that. All right, let me just double check. I just don't want to show some like random sensitive information. I doubt it will, but I just want to make sure transactions. Okay, there it is. Okay. Yeah, yesterday. Okay, 456. Or sorry, 256. So I went ahead and bought a few of these off a Stacker because they were like a full like $1.20 or something like that below the floor, and the floor is pretty thin once it starts getting up. Mark D says in 1963 obesity was so rare they equated it with a mutant gene. That's true. I mean, I could see that. Someone that big would be like, I don't know, in a carnival or something like that, maybe. 20 people equals 20 likes. Yeah, let's get those likes up. That always helps the stream. So one quick note. Actually, let me catch up with chat, and then I'll kind of start shilling Stacker. Hulk 499, that's the one I meant. Okay, yeah, we'll look at the one in a second. On the app, there's your listings. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Slider says, I sell, but then just buy other stuff. It's a never-ending cycle. Yeah, I mean, that's the flipper's life, right? You get lucky on a drop. Because sometimes when you play a drop, right, if you get a higher rarity and it starts selling for like a decent price, you're like, all right, maybe I'll just sell it and buy something else, right? What's up, Pixel Trader? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, the Vibe Tribe. So that is, yeah, that's like my membership. That's what I call my membership people. Pixel's in it, and then a few others as well. And there's also even a separate chat in the Discord for people in the Vibe tribe. No like crazy like insider trading or anything like that. Maybe mostly it's just kind of ideas, and then I think eventually I do want to make new emotes on YouTube, and then the members are gonna be able to like pick them out or give ideas for that. But thanks for stopping by, Pixel. Hanging out. You Are Hulk is nice, yeah. I bought a Spider-Gwen Marvel Mighty from you. Nice, yeah. I've been trying to consolidate my collection a little bit. So some stuff I just have a lot of, or if it's cheap enough and I want to buy it again, like, okay, I'll just go back and spend the 1 or 2 gems or whatever. But right now I'm really trying to just like consolidate my collection into like more gems and then buy more stuff I want. Thanks, Vibes, for the LPM. Very cool. LPM. You're going to have to fill me in on that. LPM? I'm not sure. You lost me. Fill me in. I'm too dumb to think right now. But on Stacker, do they have like a feedback area or something? Help, doc, email. Okay, maybe not. There's a help page, but there's no like feedback. I mean, I would love to see... I mean, maybe if we go backwards, that's not the worst thing either. No way. What is this? I'm gonna refresh this page. It's not letting me click on anything, so I'm gonna refresh the page. Oh, I have to click on the name. That's why. All right. Insufficient balance, but the Veve floor difference. It's $500 cheaper. I know there's a 2% fee that they don't show you here, but yeah, if you guys have Omi or if you guys are on Stacker, I would definitely check this out occasionally. I've been seeing more people post on Twitter. I'm going to try and retweet those or at least like mention them or something like that, because there are some good deals on Stacker. Slider says, I never get anything good on the drops. That's the problem. I still have not hit an SR. Guess I'm saving up my luck for Captain America 1. Yeah. Yeah, we all hope Captain America 1 shows up, but so far it seems like it's unlikely. But you never know. Lowest public mint. Gotcha. See, now I just learned some new jargon today. LPM, lowest public mint. Yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, I just threw it out there. Okay. Carnage for 1,000. I think that's a bit high. Yeah, Incredible Hulk rare for... Yeah, you can kind of ignore all these ones, obviously, that are very overpriced. But there's got to be some good ones here, or at least ones for like decent... I do know Todd McFarlane, which I could buy right now. Especially this one. This one's for 300. Okay, it's only a $13 difference. Yeah, someone must have floored a Todd for much lower, because when I checked earlier today, it was like $340 for a Todd. I guess it's $312 now. Whoop, wrong way. Just gonna scan Stacker really quick, see if we can find anything good. I do like this secret rare cover. I'm not gonna buy it. At least off Stacker, but I do like this secret rare cover a lot for X-Men 25. I think this is the one, yeah, it mentions here. It's the one where Magneto like kind of takes the adamantium out of Wolverine. Let's see if we can find that one. Yeah. Ooh, do you guys remember this cover? I remember I specifically went out of my way to get this like uncommon cover. Yeah. Because I think I played the drop like 4 times or 5 times and I did not even get the uncommon. I just got I got a bunch of commons. I'm like, dude, at least give me the uncommon. That secret rare is pretty cool. Doctor Doom for 237. That seems really high. Nightwing. Is that right for Vader? Let's see. What's Vader going for now? Oh, it's actually going for more on Stacker. All right, we'll look up one more thing and then we'll hop back to Veve. That poster cover is it's great on that X-Men comic. Yeah, I do like that one a lot, the ultra rare. Not the ultra rare, sorry, the uncommon. Venom and Wolverine, both for 164. I think that's high for their price right now. Yeah, what's Steamboat going for? We'll check Steamboat. Lethal, you know what? Do I still don't have a lethal protector? It's gonna be sad if I don't have a lethal protector. Ghost Rider. This one pumped randomly the other day, like this Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. Look at that one too really quick. X-Men 97 comic. Yeah, Joker's been pumping a lot. I mean, I remember when Joker was like 23 gems a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. Now he's pushing over 50. Coming of Hulk, Iron Man, Rare Spider-Man, Hulk. Silver Surfer. All right. We'll find one more and then we'll check the prices. Try and find like a good one. Ooh, I've been eyeballing this one forever. Ultimate Fallout. And Harley. Steamboat Willie. Okay, so the floor on this is 125. This is like essentially the same price on Veve comparatively. So it's just hard to find discounts on Stacker because it doesn't tell you up front, right, what the price differences between Veve and Stacker. You have to actually like click into the collectible, scroll down, find the buy button, then click it. Veve floor price. Yeah, this is going for 60. Not 100 whatever. So we don't need that one. Oh, there's only one Ghost Rider. That's why it's probably so pricey. Or no, it's actually the same price. I don't know. I'm waiting for who's like the actual FA, like the classic. It's Johnny something, right? For like the original Ghost Rider, at least the one that came out in like the 80s. The Bronze Age one. I'm trying to remember his name. Is it Johnny Blaze? Yeah, okay, yeah. We said it at the same time. So Johnny Blaze it was, yeah. Danny Ketch isn't he going to be like in a new movie or show? I'm more of a fan of Johnny Blaze. I don't know. He's just the OG, right? Now this one's interesting. Whoa. I didn't know this, but Pixel Trader in both California comics are #1 and #2 for top holders. X-Men 97, number 1. 80. Yeah, this one is yeah, this one's actually below floor price. This one's going for 64. Let's go to X-Men 97 really quick. Can I just do 97 in space? There it is. Yeah. Yeah, what's the floor price on this? Yeah, yeah. Floor price is like 84 gems. Do I have one of these? Oh, it's not gonna tell me. It's on page. I think I have a cover of this. I don't know, but we'll check it out in a little bit. But yeah, Pixel Trader's got 17 of them. Yeah, that's what Pixel does. Stealth stacking. He's quiet, but knowledgeable. I think a Superman just sold on Stacker for like $97. It's a big discount. Yeah. Superman. Can I look at recent activity? Yeah, recent activity doesn't work for some reason, but we can just go here. $165. Wow, someone just bought 3 of these like today, like within the last hour or 2 hours. Yeah, there's been a lot of like Superman, or a decent amount of Superman purchases recently. I can't really tell. Is that something I can find on like Immutable X? Or Immutascan? If I type in the collectible? I don't think it works that way. No. No, I need like the wallet address of somebody to like look it up. Yeah, that is cheap though. Would it be fun to go back and check the oldest Veve drops? Oh, just like the prices? Like a lot of the season 1 stuff? I'm down. Let me just catch up with chat really quick. Just bought a Juggernaut FA for 30. That's a dope statue for dope statue that I've wanted forever. Yeah, I do like the God, dude, I feel like I'm just all over the place. You guys have a lot of good ideas or thoughts. Which one's a Juggernaut? Is it 14? No, that's okay. No, it doesn't sound right. 14 is Sabretooth. It's like in the teens, isn't it? Like 14, 15. I could be completely wrong. I used to have all these comics memorized. Fill me in, Mark D. Ghost Rider stuff pumped because a new info came out about the movie. Okay, that's why. Midnight Sun's coming to MCU. Okay, that's why. That's what I figured. I think someone just bought a bunch of Joker, Becky, and Joe Mad. Prices will retrace. I will sell all of them in that pump. Waiting for the retrace. Make good profits. Sold 5 Joe Mads for 35 to 40. That's very good. Yeah, weren't Joe Mads going for like 15 to 20 or something like that? Maybe not that cheap, but... Well, let's find out. Joe Mad. Analytics. Yeah, someone has been accumulating these. There's a wallet address that ends in like 18A7, and they bought, or no, okay, they just bought a couple. No, it actually looks like it's a lot of just kind of random people. It's not like one person just like hard stacked them. Yeah, these were going for $17 or 17 gems at one point. So yeah, the price is pretty much doubled. That's awesome. Yeah, that's... I kind of wish I followed my own advice and bought more Jokers when it was like below 25. The oldest articles on X. I'm trying to remember when they even started doing articles, because I tried doing that when I was looking up examples for like articles that didn't have you know, the tags and stuff like that when I made that X post like a long time ago. Like the old like Ghost, like the Ecto 1 vehicle. Same thing with the DeLorean and some others. Like even those didn't have articles. Like I'm trying to remember when Veve actually started doing articles for drops. Because I think before they would just post on X and that was it. There was no like article. Randy showed it on his stream last night. A guy posted the screenshot of a person getting on Stacker for a big discount. That's awesome. You know what? You're right. I did see that. X-Men 12. Okay, I was off. Just shy. Joe Biden was around 18. I was watching it look to get it under 15. Yeah. Well, now that people are paying attention to it and whales are doing it, under 15 is probably, I mean, I could be wrong, probably not going to happen, but I mean, DCAing if it's below 20, you know, which is still a 50% retracement from here is probably not terrible. Because that's what happened to me with Joker. I thought I could get greedy and like wait for it to go below 20 or like even like very low 20s, like 2021, and like buy more. But because I was kind of being greedy, it shot up to like 35 and then 40 and then 50. And then I just, yeah, I think I bought like 4. I sold 1, but I really should have just bought way more. I've been kind of distracted with other stuff. All right, so we're done with this. All right, we're already having a lot of these. Did I really click on this one? Why did I click on this one? And then Harley. I already looked at that. All right, we can kind of close this article page. Close that. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of good comics and collectibles, especially on Stack. I just wish it was a little bit easier on Stacker to see the price difference, just like on the homepage. And just go from there. But all right, there we go. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, the previous drops. Previous drops now is previous drops. So you also want to look at like the oldest X articles, oldest articles on X. Let me see. Is that something we can do? Or at least like easily do. Is there a way to like organize that on X? It's organized by like oldest to newest posts. I kind of forgot about this Ultraman announcement that Veve had too. Coming out like July 10th. I don't know if there's a way to organize it for like the oldest. If there is, let me know. If not, it's going to be kind of tough to look at like the oldest articles on X for Veve. Let's see what Toby's doing. He looks cute, but you know, it's still Temu Mario at the end of the day. Yeah, people are selling these for $255. If you do get the comment, you do get like the poster alongside it. How much is the poster going for? $6. All right, not terrible. I mean, you're still losing gemmies. Yeah, 4 gemmies. Ultra rare. All right, at least ultra rare gets you a little bit of profit. Secret rare going for 100. Standoff chart, flooring it. Flooding the drop. Did I skip the rare? Wait, is the uncommon more than the rare right now? No. Okay. Not by much though. Kind of thrown off there. If you search Veve page, you can put it like 2021 and it should pull up post. Okay, let's try it really quick. Veve 2021. Are you talking about? Are you talking like this? Like in the search bar at the top, I just put Veve 2021. But I'm getting a lot of like recent announcements. Some Chris Coffee thing from a year and a half ago. Yeah, I can't find anything. I mean, I typed in Veve, maybe Veve official. Yeah, it's just giving me like the same results. So, in media. Okay. Is this what you mean? I'll try. Yeah, so this is like a reference. This ends like a 2-year anniversary. It's longer than that. March. Yeah, we already had that one. That one already had its 4-year anniversary, technically. Dude, this picture's a little wild. It's like Joker. Yeah, this picture's a little... This picture's kind of crazy. It's like Joker, Stay Puft Marshmallow, and he's like looking at Batman. That's a kind of a wild picture. That's actually really cool. Was this New York Comic Con? Yeah, 2020. I was there. That background looked familiar. That was a really cool background. That was a fun event. I did end up getting a picture with this guy. That was in 2021. That's wild. That interview was so long ago. Okay, forget that. Also, don't forget, if you're on Disney Pinnacle, go ahead and grab your extra key. Veve fans have been reminding me, like, not so much today, but the last 2 or 3 days, they've been reminding me to go on Disney Pinnacle and grab my key or whatever. All right, that's a pretty cool picture too. Dude, how were people able to get multiple collectibles in the same screen doing AR? That's one thing that still I don't know how to do. I mean, this is from 2021, and this person was able to get like 2 pictures or two collectibles. I don't know if they use Photoshop or there's kind of like a glitch or some sort of way you could do it, but I that's something I could like never figure out how to do. Ghost Trap? 2023. It's so weird. There's so many people in 2023 that were referencing drops and things that happened in 2021. I think it's because 2023 was like peak pain or almost acceptance that like, all right, we're down 90+% on everything. Let's try and remember the old times and how fun it was back then for like new drops or new things, you know, because before that there were, you know, by the time 2023 came around, I don't think there was any trading. And there was a whole lot of other aspects too that were just kind of gone. I just FOMO'd into another Spider-Man 55 and got the UR again. Dude, get out of here. No shot. That's awesome, but that's crazy, dude. Dude, you need to buy like a lottery ticket or something. Put 2020 in media. Yeah, but you will have to dig through a lot of stuff. Yeah. Is Disney Pinnacle open to Android yet? Yeah, I have an Android phone. Yeah, I'm on Android and I'm doing Disney Pinnacle stuff. Doing the old Panizzi. Yeah, I'm also in the Discord. I'm not really active in there. As of right now, you can trade, but there's once in a great while they'll have a like market or like a bazaar thing where you can trade with a whole bunch of people. You can actually buy stuff off other people as well, but I don't think they have the market active now. Though Veve fans did tell me, and it sounds like they've been in Disney Pinnacle for a while, that it sounds like the plan for Disney is to like eventually release the app public, because I don't think it's open to everyone. I think it's just the US or something like that, or maybe it's like a closed beta, because I think you do have to buy something in order to like get access into the app and start collecting that, or you have to wait for it to go public. But if you do, actually before you do it, is there like a referral thing I can give you? Slider if you do it, if you're not on there yet. I don't know what the referral is, if there is like a referral thing, but he said, I guess the plan is for Disney to eventually, like once it goes public, like the market will just be open all the time and you can list stuff. So we'll see. Oh man. Can't believe I forgot on the 2-year anniversary on Veve, early March 2021. See, there's so many like 2023 references about their 2-year anniversary and stuff like that. Yeah, this is Gary V, who was talking about, you know, well, people that have Spider-Man and Superman are going to do, you know, super well. Who's this? Randy. Oh, yeah, putting 10 million Omi in the app for the first time. You can actually, like, bridge it over. Interesting. That's kind of cool. All that different hats. It's the Omi Homies, Sleep In, Superstar, Uncommon Podcast, and Elmon X. Yeah, Kryptoni. That's cool. I still have his hat somewhere. Hell yeah. I don't know who Flickerbits is. Dude, this is what I mean. There's so many people on... Yeah, he's getting followed by these two and 55 others. Like, I've never heard of Flickerbits. We'll follow him now. So I think there's a lot of people that are either like, they kind of just fly under the radar or they're on X. And I just do not pay as much attention to X as I should. You place the collectibles outside of your vault and then put the vault in AR. Okay, that's how you do it. I didn't even know that was a thing. Dude, I'm so far behind with this whole like AR thing. That's why like half of my pictures when I was at the convention didn't look great, because I didn't even know the little button on the side to just kind of like force the collectible there and not have it be clipped outside of some like invisible. I didn't even know that was a thing. So. Another you are? Dang, nice. Yeah, I don't know what it is. 3-digit Joker just listed for 35 right now. I'm sure one of you already grabbed it, right? Yeah, it's gone. That's fine though. Dr. Private has the edition numbers 18, 20, 22, 25, 29, 30 Todds. Sheesh. Yeah, that was before Veve took away public mints, right? I mean, that was the very first drop. I don't even think they had the idea to like withhold public mints, or if they did, it was a very small amount. Yeah. Being early, that's why it's so important with any NFT project. Like if you could just be early, that alone helps you so much. Like Disney Pinnacle, it sounds like some like the very early pins when there's like hardly anyone on the app, right? Like those could go for a lot. No, I'm not in it yet, but was thinking about, might take a look. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I got on the app and I couldn't get access to the app or like the alpha, whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. Like beta access or whatever. I couldn't do it unless I actually bought something from their store, which was like a package of like 4 pins for like $6.50 or $7. So I just did that really quick just so I can kind of get in the app and start collecting stuff. No. Is that it's probably not a platform I'm going to throw a whole lot of money in. Now, if there's a lot of trading and the market does really well and there's like actually money to be made by flipping or doing something, then yeah, I might cover the market and stuff like that. Do you ever check Immutable X or like Immutascan to see all the stuff being minted? Oh yeah. That's what I was doing earlier when I was kind of posting a lot of this stuff. I was looking on like Immutable X just to see like how many. I usually use it as a way to see, all right, is stuff slowing down, being minted and stuff like that. I use Immutascan. It's, I wouldn't say all the time, but probably a few times a week. It just depends. Like you can kind of see right here. Actually, if you guys want the link to this, or I'll post it. So this is the link on Immutascan. That shows you all the Veve collectibles. So anything that gets minted or bought in the market, I believe should show up on here. And you can even change like the event type. I don't know what the difference between a trade and a transfer. A mint makes sense, but like I think if it says just transfer, yeah, sometimes it's kind of hard to read. I feel like there's a mint and then sometimes there's a corresponding transfer that like follows afterward, but I can't say that with 100% certainty. It's also a good way to kind of track wallets and see what people are doing. I do need to make a list of wallets. Like this wallet has been minting a lot of the... has been buying a lot of stuff. Maybe not. Let's go back one more. Hello. Maybe not. Reload. Yeah, like 1 minute ago, someone just bought this Lisa Gold Silver. Owned by this person. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, sometimes you can kind of like, say, bought some woodies. I used to have, I need to do a better job of like saving whale wallets, like just to see what whales are doing. You can kind of do it on Stacker. It's hard if there's like a named person. So usually I go to like leaderboards, top Veve. Like this person, I don't know who this is, but they're number 5. There's their wallet address. You can copy that. Throw it in here in the top right. You just copy paste. You do a search and you can see everything they're buying. So like this person just kind of goes in like big sprints. He'll just disappear for a few days and buy a bunch of stuff. Yeah, like you just bought like, what, 10 Robocops 3 days ago. Keeps buying a bunch of these Christmas trees. I know they're being floored for a gem, but maybe he's buying them because it's like the first Veve Christmas tree or something like that. I'm not sure, but he's definitely buying a lot of them. He or she, we don't know who it is. More Christmas trees. Maybe they're just stacking like the number of collectibles just to like stay up on the leaderboard or something, or yeah, more Christmas trees. All right, kind of over that one. Sometimes I check to see if people minted a lot of commons and uncommons so I can risk it. That's another way to do it. Yeah. That's actually pretty smart. I've heard some people have actually doing it that way for comics and things like that. Now, again, it's not always guaranteed because I was doing something similar with... I mean, it's kind of harder to do with like the Maserati drop because you always, I mean, technically you only had like a 1.5% chance of getting the SE, but sometimes I would just see huge walls of, you know, silvers, right? Just people just getting the normal commons. But then I'll see like SE, common, SE, and then another huge wall of common. So it's not always consistent. You know, I don't think the drop system is like perfectly calibrated to like, all right, after this many we drop and then it goes that way. I think it's genuinely random. But what do I know? I'm not a software engineer. Deal with that. Let's see. Okay. I'm just going to get off Disney Pinnacle on my phone. Small alpha. I appreciate it, Hamoon. You can put your vault in AR. Dang, I didn't know that. Very cool. See, I didn't even know that too. Is the app in the Play Store? Yeah, it's in the Play Store. You can just download it, just Disney Pinnacle. All right, let me check very quickly if there's like a referral. I don't think there's like a referral thing because it's in like beta, like closed beta or something weird. Redeem a promo code, verify. Yeah, I don't see a... Ooh, that's not it. Yeah, I don't think there's a referral anything. So, yeah, go ahead and just sign up normally. You can see all the URs being minted 3 times. Transfer is a buy sell. Okay. Yeah, some whales just pick up 1 gem stuff to stay in the top 500 walls. That makes sense. Yeah, see, I'm not on Veve. I'm on like the normal. So when I click the Mutascan, it starts showing other stuff too. That's why I have to use the link. It'll just take you to the Veve page. Because if not, you see like all these like weird like Illuvium stuff. Which is anyone still in Illuvium, or is anyone else like still pretty heavy in other projects and stuff? Anything with Joker? No, still the same. Oh, I do know what I wanted to check. I did actually make a small list of things I did want to kind of check on like throughout the stream. Let's see. Also, there's actually one other thing I want to see too. Okay. Why does it look like that? There we go. Okay. I did want to check on this, because how many do we have left now? I think I have to click here. Okay, so, all right, so only like 7 more, only 8 more got bought. Actually, less than that, like 6. Because I did mention that I don't expect you guys to go after it, but technically the bounty for this is still up. I mean, I made a Twitter post about it. And the first public mint of the common and the special edition are still available. So now there's a lot of other things you can buy with 40 gems, but just as a heads up. I was in an HRO and quid, but they both went under, so just sticking with Veve now. And then a little Candy, and then a little on Candy Digital. Yeah, I'm the same way. The one I did the best on was HRO. I almost just strictly treated that as like a profit thing. Because that first digital like pack that they had was like going for a lot of money. And then the second digital pack went for quite a bit as well. And then the third set or the third series of the digital stuff was going under retail. So I'm like, all right, I think I'm kind of done with HRO. Occasionally I did buy like the physical packs when they came out with like new stuff, but at that point I was already kind of running around and moving money into a bunch of other projects, and so I was like, in my mind it just wasn't sustainable. I'm like, dude, I don't know if you can have one IP and come out with a new series and then just come out with just 400 different iterations of Wonder Woman and Batman and just kind of new art of the same characters over and over and over and over. And plus it was just straight up like a whale game too. I know the leaderboards, and you'd get like these like 1 of 20 like cards and stuff like that, but I don't know. It just didn't make sense in my mind. Rip Cryptoys. Any market activity in Cryptoys? I don't know. So I did log in like 2 weeks ago. Like the website is still up and everything, but sign in. Yeah, I think it's so weird that. All right, let me. me switch this up. All right, we're gonna look at Cryptoids right now. Is it this one? All right, yeah, I gotta just check out this code. Okay. All right, I think I'm in. Am I in? All right, here we go. When was the last time you guys saw this page? When was the last time you guys saw anything Cryptoids, huh? So I still have, so this is my like wallet or whatever, VV Vibes. That's not still VV Vibes. Collect backpack. Yeah, this is all I have in my backpack. 10 cubes, unopened, from the original Star Wars set. I did this during the BOGO deal, which kind of rubbed people the wrong way. I don't know. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of the BOGO deal. And honestly, I don't know how I would feel if like Veve did like a BOGO or they gave like a massive discount for collectibles and stuff like still in the store, right? Didn't they kind of do something like that with the ATST Walker at one point? Or I think it was for like new users. Like if you bought it, you got like $10 off of like something. I'm trying to remember if you guys remember that. Those going under Hurt had 1,600 cards on HRO and 5,000 items on Quid. I did make a decent amount on those first digital packs. Sold 3 of them for around 500. I know, dude. So I bought, I did the exact same thing. I bought 2. And then actually I was like, man, maybe I should buy another one because I think these are going to do well. So I went back and bought 1 more. To be honest, at the time, like I was kind of broke. I did not have like a ton of money because a lot of my money was like in, it's not like I put a ton of money in Veve, but all my stuff was like on Veve and you know, you couldn't cash out back then. So I was like, man, dude, if I could have just cashed out $1,000, you know, because back then my whole wallet or whatever on Veve was worth like 40, 50 grand. And I'm like, dude, if I could just take out 1,000 and just throw it in HRO, like, dude, I would have max minted those first digital drops. But yeah, like those first digital packs, they were like an easy 15x. I think at one point they did go up to like around $700 and it cost 50 each. So I ended up selling, I think 2 of them for, yeah, around like 550. And then I held that third one all the way down to like 300. I was like, all right, I'm just going to hold this like super long term, you know, like multiple years. And like, I'll sell it like, it'll just be so scarce. People will just pay a premium for it. And then like, after a while, I'm like, all right, this just doesn't make sense. I feel like they're just kind of doing the same thing over and over. So eventually I just sold it and completely cashed out. Sold all of my digital cards that I scanned and stuff like that. So I think on my HRO account, I think I have like 6 or 7 like $1 cards that just can't get sold. And then I also have these golden tickets too. So yeah, this is, I was kind of treating Cryptoids the same way I was treating HRO, to be honest. I was like, all right, I'm just going to buy something very early. And if I can flip them for a good profit, awesome. But until then, like, I mean, I'm just kind of leaving it as is. I don't know how much these gold tickets are worth or if I can even trade them, but market, explore. I think you have to like connect something here. Okay. Can I see like when this was listed? Hero tier, Ultra Grail. Okay, it doesn't tell me like when this was listed. And this is the thing too, like the statometer. There's like rarity, tier, and statometer. And then you could do 3 different things with your thing. You could either keep it in the cube. You can keep it in the blister pack like this thing, right? Like it's still in the box. Or like in the whatever you call it. Or you could take it out like this. So now I would love it if Veve did a I don't know if it makes sense for them to do like unopened boxes or unopened what do you call them, blind boxes for every drop, because I think that would honestly kind of make the market a bit of a nightmare to navigate, or they would have to add a whole nother section of the market for like unopened boxes and stuff. But if they do end up doing something like Magic the Gathering cards or like sports collecting cards, like anything card related, or I think it just makes sense for cards. But if they do end up partnering with a company that has cards, I really, really, really hope they have it to where, you know, you mint it, you get the pack, and you can either decide to open the pack or just keep it. Because I mean, I don't know. I really like the idea of just keeping sealed product and selling it later. You know, I mean, look at Pokemon cards, look at Magic the Gathering cards, look at anything card related from like the original set unopened. Like those things always go for a huge premium. It's a little bit different with physical cards because typically you don't know how many there are, right? Like even now, like base set 1, I don't know what you would call it, like first edition, like Charizards. No one really knows how many exist, right? There could be another 1,000 more that have yet to be unopened, or there could just be 10 more. Like no one knows. But with like NFTs and stuff like that, like you know exactly how many are left, and that does kind of cause the price to like fluctuate. That's something I did notice on HRO too, which is you could just see live, right? Like which one of the I forgot what they're called, like legendary jokers or something. Like there was kind of like the big chase cards, right? Everyone was going for. And you could just kind of see like slowly them like getting whittled down. So that would obviously affect the price. Whereas with physical, like you have no idea, right? Yeah, dude, I haven't been on Cryptoys in forever, but it sounds like they just kind of put everything on hold recently. And they're hopefully they're still around. I mean, I'd love for them to come back, come out with some new gaming and some new stuff with like the Cryptoys. Or at the very least, have some sort of way where I can just sell my cubes, cash out, and kind of be done with it. But Cryptoys went radio silent all of a sudden a few months back. I have a few things from them, but all of them are in my MetaMask wallet. Yeah. Are they in your MetaMask wallet? You could like take them out that way. That's cool. Yeah, and the other thing I wasn't a huge fan of Cryptoys. I'm trying to remember how much. Is it still on sale? Not sale, but drops. Okay. Learn more. Inventory is no longer. How much were these? Were these 40 each? These were $40 each, right? Yeah, I think they were 40 each. And I don't know. The fact that what blew my mind was like because at the time there was no market, right? All you could do is just buy cubes. And the fact that like in order for you to get like the whole set or get an airdrop or whatever is like you had to just open up a ton of cubes. And I kind of told myself, oh, what's up, Hinano? Yeah, you mentioned it, or I saw you earlier. Vibe that like button. Let's go. Will is active in Discord. If you add him, he'll respond. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't think I'm in the Discord, but I think, I mean, if they bring up trading or you can do market trading, that kind of stuff, that'd be awesome. But the fact that you had to just blind box your way into like the ultra grails, the grail, like all the high end stuff, you just had to just open up mass amounts of cubes was a little much for me, especially like money wise. I kind of told myself, I'm like, what if Veve had a drop where you could get an airdrop if you collect all, you know, common through secret rare, but you had to do it through the store. And the secret rare had like a 1 in like 150 chance of getting it. And I'm like, I think a lot of people would be pissed. I don't think people would like that. So that's just the way I kind of imagined it. So for me, I just did the cubes. I mean, I really enjoyed the animation, the look, the aesthetic, like everything looks good. It was just like the price point didn't make sense to me. The collecting aspect or getting the sets to get the airdrops just didn't make sense to me. Yeah, okay, so some of these are a bit different. All right, here's actually some stuff that's priced. Yeah, so it was $40. And I guess you can buy some like specific ones for like 30 and stuff like that, but Star Wars Volume 1. Let me see here. Agreed. It was a whales game to get a chaser. Yeah, that's how I felt about HRO too. Yeah, so I guess I can get a cube, but I wait. And the other thing too is the BOGO, dude. That had to have made a lot of people unhappy. Again, like I try to compare it. I'm like, all right, what if Veve did a BOGO thing where all of a sudden, you know, all the comics that are left over after a month are just like, all right, we're just going to BOGO them instead of like burning them or doing whatever. They're just like, all right, we're just going to make them half off. I'm like, all right, if they do that consistently at that point, people just aren't going to buy in the store to start with because you can always get twice as many. So I kind of get what they were going after, what they were trying to do, but that did severely kind of punish a lot of the people that were early. It did fork over basically double the price. Did any of those people ever get like a kickback with either like, not like money back or anything like that, but did they ever get like more cubes or anything like that back or any kind of benefit for buying an early or like an airdrop or no? The BOGO pissed off a lot of OGs. Yeah, dude, I can imagine. So yeah, one of these days I might hang out in that Discord. Hit up Will, see what he's up to, but I'm already getting pulled in the direction of like Disney Pinnacle. Now I might get back into Cryptoys and stuff, but let me do this too really quick. I do want to invite you guys over to the... I think there's a few more people in here now that weren't here before. So this is a link to my Discord. I just launched it like 2 days ago. And already, yeah, we're talking about comics. We're talking about early burns, market talk, other crypto projects. I've even kind of mentioned some other crypto projects I'm in. I mean, very, very base level. Mostly it's just like... here, I'll just show you guys really quick. I mentioned this one. I know we're kind of not talking about Veve right now, but give it a sec. So like this one, for example, Medicaid is having a NFT drop right now, essentially. Might be easier from the Discord. Let me see. All right, I'll just do this one. So this is the homepage. The link is in the Discord, or I might throw it in the chat here. But Medicaid's doing an NFT drop. It's like $4.20 a drop. Max mint is three NFTs max. So for $12, $13, you can get 3 NFTs, and they do provide utility for some of their like future like gaming projects, stuff like that. Let me see, max per wallet. What perks do I get for holding this NFT? Airdrops from premium gaming collaborators, seasonal loot boxes stacked with NFTs, tokens, redeemables, mystery prizes, and early access and whitelist to big titles. So if you believe in blockchain gaming, if you're in Medicaid or anything like that, I mentioned, because I think this is only open for a few more days. So it's an unlimited supply. The mint is open until tomorrow on OpenSea. Let me see. Yeah, so it's on OpenSea from like 16th to 18th, and then after that, there's like a second wave of minting that happens from like the 18th through 20th on Magic Eden. So, I mean, I have a little bit of Medicaid, but like the NFT aspect and the fact that it's like $12, it's like I'd rather just go after it. It's on X. We host an unofficial Cryptoys chat if you want access. It's on X. Okay. Yeah, I mean, for now, I mean, to be honest, at this point, I'm more just curious, like, when are you coming back? Is there going to be a market? Because, I mean, right now at this point, like, I just have the cubes and the gold tickets. And, I mean, if they come back and they have a lot of gaming aspect, and I think it's something that could, like, really take off, awesome. But, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to talk with you guys or do whatever, so... Anyone have any news for Cryptoys? It sounds like Hinano, they've been kind of talking with Will and some people in that community for a little bit, so he probably knows more than I do. But this is some of the stuff I talk about too in my... I mean, more than anything, I just kind of just post in the Discord, and I just let you guys figure out if you want to go for it. But like this one for $12, you get 3 NFTs that all give you utility for any like Medicaid gaming and airdrops and stuff in the future. I mean, it seems worth it. Not financial advice, but and there was another one too. All right, so that's closed there. And then there was another one. I'll just show you guys this one really quick too. I haven't even bought this one. I still need to like link my account and everything, but Avalanche as well. If you guys have Avalanche or anything like that, this is just a free battle pass. Let's see. Yeah, it says mint the AVAX Pass Season 1 powered by Playful to get full access to Avalanche's gaming inaugural battle pass. After you mint, go here to complete the quest and earn legendary rewards and Avalanche top games like Off the Grid, Rumble Arcade, Spellborn, and more. I'm not on Off the Grid. I know like Big A, Crypto Rain, and like a handful of others all play Off the Grid. But I mean, this is free. Really, you only have to pay the mint fee for the ticket. So if that's something you're interested in, you know, it's one of those things where it's like very low investment or low effort up front that could pay off later. That's the way I do it. All DM, cool. What's up, VV Wheels? Let's fucking go. How'd you guys do? Jeff, Hinano, or VV Wheels? Have you guys gone for today's comic? I have not yet, but I might do it because everyone seems to be trying to not so much convince me. I'm almost convincing myself to go for this one. Patrick Gleason. Knowing my luck, I think I'm going to end up with the uncommon, which is not even a Gleason cover. But more of these are being sold. Let me see how many are left in the market, actually. I think if I just do 55. Okay, so a few more sold. I think there was like 10,080 earlier, right? Let me look at the stream. I'm just going to read Ryan on the stream and see if I can find myself talking about it. All right, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Oh, well. Yeah, I thought a few more of these sold, but regardless. Maybe I'm just being challenged because... Who was it? Slider. Was it Slider? That got another... He got 3 URs going for today's drop. Wait, I should do this first. Actually, I'm going to close this. I don't need that anymore. Close that and that. All right, we're good. All right. Ooh, okay, so someone just minted an SE Maserati 5 minutes ago. I don't know if you guys can see that. So another SE minted. You can kind of also see, okay, so someone minted a secret rare like 10 minutes ago. Apparently some people will look on Immutascan like this and just kind of see how many, like if you see a bunch of commons in a row, like, all right, if you go for it, like there's a good chance you can get like something higher rarity potentially. Okay, maybe not. Wait, make offer, what's this? I've never seen this before. What is this make offer button? I've never seen this page before. Anyway. Nope, haven't won for anything. I only won for Star Wars stuff. Not a fan of non-FA comics. I agree. And especially the fact that there's a high chance. I mean, I finally figured out my password, so I just joined the Discord. Okay, cool, awesome. Yeah, I remember that was your thing last time. So yeah, if you guys join the Discord, we talk about all kinds of stuff. No, I have it in the physical. If the common hit $1, I'll consider picking one up. That's probably smart. 2/3 of it have already been sold. Which is kind of crazy because, like, this is a 3,000 mint comic, and this one has 1,000 left. So, like, roughly 2,000 have been bought. But when you look at, like, other comics... like X-Men 5 or some of these other ones, it's like barely 1,500 sold. So I don't know what's up with the... Maybe it's just been a while since we've had like a halfway decent looking Spider-Man comic drop. That could be it. I mean, the art does look really unique. I mean, people do like the common, rare, ultra rare, secret rare. And getting all 4 of those together would look awesome. But it does look like maybe it's just because we haven't had like a decent Spider-Man in a while. Man, we haven't had the Spider-Man comic in a while. That could be it. Maybe people are just like, yeah, none of these are Spider-Man. Yeah, and these are in release order, right? Yeah, we haven't had a Spider-Man comic since first appearance of Prowler? That can't be right. Since January? Is that right? No, I think transfer means buy sold. Hulk 449, check it out. Not many sold. All right, I'll check it out. 1 for 1, hit the rare. Let's go. That is a cool one. The white black is cool. Yeah, that's definitely one to hold on to. I mean, either the rest are going to burn, right? Or it'll get sold out and that price should go up. Yeah, let's check out what was the one you mentioned? 449. Let's look at that one. Hulk 449. There's 620 in store. First appearance of the Thunderbolts. Quite a few of these have... $620, so like 1,400 of these have sold. Yeah, it's pretty scarce. How much longer does this have until it burns? May 25th. So another, what, 2 weeks? Or another week. So not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday coming up, this one's going to burn. And assuming maybe like another 50 will get bought. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing here. It'll be at like 1,500-ish, 1,450 or something like that. That's pretty scarce. The 10 gem comic. That's kind of what's shying a lot of people away. Is the fact that it's a 10 gem comic. What does it look like in the store or in the market? $4 for the common, $268 for the uncommon. $350. All right, what's your guys' take on? I know that's kind of a weird comparison, but rare versus common comics. Because sometimes I'll see this where, like, you know, you look at the rare. It doesn't really show here. I'm trying to think of like I'm trying to think of like how many rares there are. No, let me pull up the like Veve article really quick. Blog comics. All right. How many rares are there? Does it say? Okay, there it is. Duh. Okay, so 400 rares and then 800 commons. Yet, I've been seeing this recently where like commons will just do better than obviously the uncommons, but even better than the rares. And not even by like a little bit, or like even kind of like evenly priced by like usually by like 25% or more sometimes. People jonesing for Spider-Man. Weird that some comics are $10. Yeah, I don't know what it is either. I don't know if it's because now Marvel's gotten to the point where like, all right, anything related to a new show or movie or anything that's going to be, you know, part of our, you know, release that's happening soon. All right, those are just going to be 10 gems no matter what. Because there's been some previous comics where I'm just like, dude, that should not be 10 gems. Now, it does make it very scarce in the secondary, right? But that's the drop date, not the burn date? What the heck is going on? All right, I don't need that anymore. Yeah, that's the drop. So May 25th. So that means June 25th it's going to burn. Or sorry, June 22nd. All right, I read that backwards. That's the drop date, not burn date. Yeah, I still messed up. Actually, technically it's May 22nd. I forgot they kind of have it different here. So this Sunday coming up is going to be the burn day, because usually it's just usually next month, same date. I know they say 30 days, but you know, some months are 31 days, some burn 30. So it's not always 30 days. I've noticed typically they just make it whatever the next month is, just same date. This cover in real world is popular, plus also it's FA Thunderbolts. I like the rare comics for MCP, and then usually a lot less rare than common. I also really like the rare covers. Yeah, I mean, this rare cover looks cool. I don't even know who that is up front, but I still have not seen the Thunderbolts / what is that, New Avengers movie. I still haven't seen that. You know what I did watch? Is Hinano still here? I did watch the first 2 episodes of Strange New Worlds, Star Trek. Last stream, we were talking about Star Trek and some other stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I've been talking about Strange New Worlds for like at least a year and a half, 2 years. And I'm like, I got to at least start it. So I watched the first 2 episodes, which was, you know, first episode is a little, it's good. Maybe a little too like predictable and too campy, I would say, but did you like it? Yeah, I would say so. It's just, I kind of like the writing more in like Next Generation or something, like the more like, I felt like the episode is a little heavy handed with some of their like messaging, and it's just like, and of course the captain doesn't give a shit about the Prime Directive. Well, it wasn't called the Prime Directive. It was, I forgot what they called it back then, but it's just so I mean, it was kind of nice. They kind of hit every trope, but like they weren't too subtle about it. Episode 2 was a little bit better with like the music and the egg and that other alien ship and all that stuff. But you watched it. What'd you think? I like it so far. It's not like I don't like it or anything like that. And now they still reference some stuff from Enterprise that I'm not familiar with, because I only watched the first like 2, maybe 2.5 seasons of Enterprise until I was like, I'm over it. To be honest, I just could not get over what's her name, Bo Burnham or whatever. There were some scenes she was good in, but more often than not, I think it's just a combination of like the writing and yeah, I don't have anything against like her as an actress. It was just like the writing, like a little wild. But Picard season 3, okay, I still have not seen that. It's still the best Trek that they've made in years. Watch that instead. Okay, maybe. I mean, I've already started on Strange New Worlds. Maybe I'll finish the first season, and if I like it, cool. I'll just keep going to the second season. But if I'm like, dude, I am over this or whatever, maybe I'll start Picard. It's better than Discovery. Yeah, Pike was Kirk before Kirk. Yeah, but that takes around, because I looked it up. I guess it takes place around the same time as like the Kirk timeline, right? I don't know if it's like within a decade before or after or so of like around Captain Kirk and that Enterprise. I don't know, but I heard it's supposed to take place somewhat around that time. It's like timeline wise, because that's the other thing too. I feel like anytime I watch a new Star Trek show, I'm always like, all right, where on the timeline are we? You know what I think Star Trek could go for is another. I mean, I'll watch Picard and I'll watch the rest of Strange New Worlds, but I don't know why, but I feel like I would love either like another Deep Space Nine type thing or Voyager. I just want to get like away from the Starfleet a little bit. Or you know what would be even more wild is if they did Star Trek, but like from the because Star Trek I think doesn't always have to be about the Confederation, right? Like can they just do the perspective of another race or species or whatever it is? Technically, I mean, I guess they do that for some episodes. And it should focus around the humans, but yes, Kirk's brothers and Pike's ship. Okay. I haven't gotten that far, but I wouldn't be surprised if, yeah, there's a lot of overlap. If you love TNG, you'll enjoy Picard. Yeah, it's all the same characters. Only season 3. Okay. Just announced Nova FA. That's a cool comic. Oh, all right. Did Veve just announce it? Veve? Oh, okay. This one's going to do well. You know what I think? First appearance of Richard Rider, also known as Nova. That is cool. All right, let's look at the article. I know there's actually a lot of people that seem to like Nova. When the Fantastic Four movie was getting teased and talked about, you know, over the last like couple months or whatever, I was looking up on Reddit, like what people thought, and or not just Reddit, but online. I happened to end up on Reddit, and a lot of people were like, yeah, it would have been nice if like Silver Surfer got his own movie, or Nova, or whoever else like got their own movie. But that's a cool looking cover. I do like that. Came out in 1976. It's an oldie but a goodie. Coming out Thursday. Ooh, that one, that cover looks pretty cool. Damn, dude, that's cool. He's giving him a little uppercut. Little Street Fighter, what's it called? Shuriken? Tiger uppercut, whatever. Nova, okay, that's a good panel pull. Here's the question, okay. 7 Gemmies, 3,000 mens. I like that. In store for only 30 days. I like this one. Nova F8, they just announced it. All covers look tremendous. There's not a single cover I do not like. Obviously, the uncommon is the most boring because it's just that, but super colorful. Yeah, Nova is cool. Is he kind of like a Sentry-esque type character in a way? Maybe not as powerful. Or just as powerful as Sentry. They did do a show like that. It's called Star Trek Prodigy. An alien group of teens discover a crashed Federation ship. Huh. Is that any good? I kind of trust your judgment. You know. Like the what's it called? Like Below Decks or something like that. I forgot what it's called. Like that one didn't seem to interest me too much, and I didn't hear like the best things about it. But sometimes there's like some sci-fi. I think Star Trek's already done it with Deep Space Nine a little bit, right? There was some parts that were kind of like a noir type thing. But like for Star Wars, I would love that. Like I would love a show that takes place in like Coruscant or something like that. It's like a super. I mean, the entire planet is a city, right? There's like murder mysteries, and there's a detective that's like semi-force sensitive or something like that, and he kind of use that information to like extract knowledge from like crime scenes, or gets mixed up with like the Jedi and the Sith, and maybe there's a Jedi that commits a murder, and he's trying to figure out like why he killed somebody. Like I don't know. I think there's a lot of cool stuff they could do with that. I like this comic. I'm going to see what Sleep In, or let's just look it up right now. I'm kind of curious to see what Sleep In and like Comics and Crypto will say, but I think this is going to be a good one. The fact that it's 7 Gemmies, honestly, I would assume makes a lot of people happy. Go Collect. Okay. Let's see what Go Collect has to say. I don't have the like premium membership or whatever it's called, but let's see. All right, it's not worth a lot in real life, it seems like. Whoops. Is that right? $220? Maybe it's just because there's a lot of them. Yeah, there's like over 1,000. Over 1,000 9.0s. Almost 1,400 9.6s and 1,400 9.4s. So I think it's one of those ones where it's just stricken by just the sheer amount that have been graded. It almost seems like after like the early 70s, the cat was out of the bag of like comic collecting and stuff. So I think maybe some people took it a bit more seriously, or there's just like a huge run of these. But I don't know enough about these comics to like make a judgment. I mean, this is one I'm at least gonna press the button a couple times to see what I get. Yeah, I really like those covers. Who does the art on this? Chris Campana, Roberto Poggi, and Chris Sotomayor. I don't know who those are. I'm assuming one, does pencil, the other one does the colors and stuff like that. I really like that ultra rare cover. That one's really cool. Been waiting for this one? Yeah. I'm still waiting for X-Men 1. I know Sleeping wants Silver Surfer 1. Doctor Strange got his Nova 1. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of at the point now where, on Veve, we've kind of ran out of grails, quote unquote, right? Obviously, we want Cap 1. Silver Surfer 1 is kind of a big one, too. But we still have a lot of pretty good, some of these more popular characters, like mid-tier ones. Yes, it's animated. It's really good because Janeway's in it. Really? Below Deck? Or which one? Oh, the Prodigy one. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. It's on Netflix? All right, I'll check it out. John Buscema did this Nova cover. It's a good one. Okay. Yeah, I'm still not completely familiar with all the... Yeah, it's on... They don't mention it in the article, but... All right, let me kind of clean up my tabs here. All right, I don't really need... Whoop, which close stacker? Yeah, the cover on that, or the art on the Nova 1, I like a lot. I'll press the button at least once or twice for that one for sure. It's just like, I'm so much more incentivized to press the button when it's 6 or 7, when it's 7 gems rather than 10. Like there's times where I'm like, all right, I'll actually click the button 3 times, spend, almost 21 gems. Cause it's like, I'd rather get 2 or 3 comics for the price of buying one of these, right, for 10. It's just like because you're pressing the button more often, you have a higher likelihood of getting like a better cover, a lower mint, or some way to at least get a little bit of your money back. If you do completely whiff and get like an uncommon or something like that, you might get a low mint, or I don't know. You get more comics for the same price. Why not? Nova's going to have his own Disney show? Oh, okay. I wonder if have prices gone up on that at all? We might have to, maybe as it gets closer to the show time, prices could go up. It's not that valuable, but there are like 9,000. Yeah, that's what it looked like. It just looked like there's just a lot of them. This is a big thing in digital. I think some of the digitals could do better than the IRL because of the limited amount. I think, oh, easily. Like when they release, X-Men #1, right? The 1991 version, there was like 8 million sold. Like, I mean, obviously that one, from what it sounds like, it was just overprinted and a lot of people bought it. But like, even if Veve does 10,000 mints, right, on that one, I really hope they don't make it 10 gems. If they make it 10 gems and they make some cool airdrop or some foldable thing where they all connect or something like that, okay, maybe. Even then, I would rather just have it at 7 gems, make it 10,000 mints. Because in my opinion, I don't know, what would you guys rather have? Would you guys rather have like 5,000 mints at 10 or 10,000 mints at like 7 or something like that? I don't know. I know it becomes less scarce, but at least it's cheaper up front. Regardless, I mean, either way for like that comment, I mean, we're at the point now where it's like anything that's below 10,000 gems or 10,000 mints is, or I mean, it sounds like we're kind of doing more 5,000 mints for comics. Like they're already going to be more scarce than the physical counterparts. Some of the Golden Age Marvel comics from the 40s and 50s go for a good amount, especially the wartime covers. I don't know why Veve's not dropping any of those yet. I hope they do one day. They might. Like I said, it's all licensor approval, and if they don't want to, kind of promote that aspect of, you know, the wartime covers and stuff. They might come around to it. Who knows? They say no now, but they might say yes in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years. Like, who knows? Yeah, either way, it would be okay. 5 or 10K. Yeah. I'm just not a fan of the 10 gem box price. Like, I feel like in 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up making less overall doing a 10 gem cover versus a 7 gem box price, or 10 gem box price versus a 7 gem box. I think you're always going to end up with less because people are just 10 gems is a lot. It's that $6.99. When you see $6.99, you think 6, and you're just like, oh, I'm getting a lot, but not really, right? That's how my monkey brain works. 10 gem would be better in the aftermarket for buying. Yeah. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, what do you guys think about some more rabbits? It's not for another 3 days, but I wonder if the jukebox has gone up in price at all. Because to be honest, I did buy a handful of these like some time ago for the on the cheap. See if I can find them. I forgot what they're even called. Jukebox. I don't have a ton of them, but all right, let's not look at that. 540. Oof. Did I buy any of these at a? Yeah, I lost some gemmies buying these. 15. 8. Oh my god. All right. 9. All right. Well, all right. I thought I bought these for cheaper than I thought. Yeah, these aren't even sold out. How much are these going for? 250? Oof, yeah. Yeah, that's what I did too. I mean, I thought it was going to kind of settle around 5 gems, but yeah, this thing just kept on going down and down and down and down. So yeah, I thought the jukebox would maybe go up a bit, but I guess not. I mean, I didn't think it was going to go from, you know, like 4 to 5 to like all of a sudden like 15 gems or anything like that. But I thought it would go up a little bit. Guess not. Oh, I know what I want to do. It's kind of funny. I'm surprised I haven't pulled this up at all. Actually, I'll bring one thing to your guys' attention. I don't know if you guys are on Fanable at all. Oh, they don't even have it on here yet. Market drops. Yeah, they had the 9.8 and beyond, but like they did. Maybe I'll just show it on Twitter. I don't know. It's always showing videos of people fighting. I don't get it. I'm always trying to go as fast as possible, like hide this video, like hide this stuff, but there it is. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are on Fanable at all, but if you guys like X-Men or anything mutant related, on Thursday, I guess they're going to have each mystery case is crawling with mutant energy. X-Men, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Deadpool, and more. That's kind of cool. I like these like themed drops they have. They'll have like a theme for each crate or each thing. Like not long ago, they had this one. I have to go back a bit further. I'm curious on what the price is going to be. The last crate drop was pretty pricey because everything, they called it the 9.8 and beyond case, because anything you got was technically a 9.8, 9.9, or a 10. Obviously, a big variation of boxes, but like this one was kind of cool. And the opening animation is pretty cool too. You open it and you can either, yeah, that's by Frank Miller, which is pretty cool. Oh, there's sound. Yeah. So if you guys aren't on Fanable, I mean, it's pretty cool. I played a couple drops. I haven't redeemed any actual physical comics. I mean, if you win, I mean, whatever comic you get, if you want to, technically you can redeem it and have it like go to your address if you want, or you could just sell it in the secondary. Or what Fanable will do is always buy it at a 90% market value. So if it's a $100 comic, they'll just buy it off you for 90 bucks, no questions asked. You can just sell it that way. I think that's typically what most people do. If they land a grail, they'll either maybe try and sell it in the market for a bit more, or they'll just sell it back to Fanable for 90% market value. And the cool thing is, like, they'll just use that comic again for another drop, like months later. So, like, this cover was cool. I think this one was the chaser, or like the grail, quote unquote, of the last drop. Like, that's a cool one too. This was one of the chasers. I think this is like a 300. It's like 250 or like a $300 comic. Maybe a little bit more. This one was cool. The Last Ronin. I think the max you can get, it'll tell you if it's like 1, 2, or 3 is the max, but yeah, I've been doing a little bit of Fanable like on the side. Does it say? Okay, it's $100 per case. So I mean, they're not cheap, but then again, I mean, you're getting a physical comic out of it. There's a small chance you get a good chaser. Does it? I mean, it drops in like 2 days, and they don't have. What's the link? Mystery case breakdown. There's no link. All right, let's watch this really quick. Oh, that's the... Well, usually they tell you what's inside the crates, though. They said it would play music. It would play on. It would play any music they drop on Veve. I'm pretty sure they said that. You know, I agree. That's what I heard too. I thought I heard My Collectibles say at least once or twice in a live stream, be like, all right, hey, it plays all music, by the way, like any music we get. So I know by that he meant like, I mean, so far the only music we're getting is from Ron English, right? So I'm not on Fanable, but I haven't gone for anything yet. I am actually about to send some cards into them probably in next week or so. Okay, cool. I'm trying to find the Thursday. Okay, here it is. All right, here's the Medium article on it. Okay, so it's $100 per case. And I think the max is 2 featured pulls, 2 Omega level. Okay, and that's the other thing too they're kind of funny about is like, instead of calling it like a chaser or whatever, different thing, sometimes they'll call it like Omega Alpha or just different, whatever the theme is of the thing. So, okay, so a 9.8 CGC signed first appearance Deadpool, signed by Rob Liefeld, who's the guy who made Deadpool. Instant buyback off, so fair market value is $1,500, but if you land this on the drop, they'll instantly give you $1,300 for it. You don't even have to send or do anything. They'll kind of just digitally buy it back from you for $1,300. Let's close this. Giant size X-Men. Wow, 3.5, and that cover looks good. You can look at it digitally, so like, you know, a little bit of wear and tear or whatever it is on the back, but for $1,000, yeah. So fair market value is $1,150, but they'll buy it back for you for $1,000. 9.8 Wolverine, $234. I think this is the Wolverine 1. It's like the first of his series that started. So it's not his first appearance, obviously, but it's the premiere issue of the Wolverine's first ongoing solo series. Debut of Black Wolverine costume. This is what we're looking for. A little bit of Rogue action, right? 9.9 Rogue. X-Men #1, New York Comic Con exclusive. Okay, that's from last year. Instant buyback offer, $122. All right, and this one's Wolverine #8, variant cover art by Daniel Warren Johnson. Fair market value is 180. They'll buy it back for 162. This one's interesting. They actually have quite a few more chasers on this one than previously. This one's pretty top heavy too. Like the one prior, like there was the Todd, which I think was like 1800, and then the next highest, most expensive comic jumped all the way down to like $400, and then it was like 3, 4, 2, 1. But this one actually has quite a few that are, you know, if you get lucky, at least you're in the profit, right? It's 100 per case. Key facts, non-key 9.9. Ooh, first appearance Gambit. Fair market value is 525, but they'll buy it back from you for 473. So I do think when you buy it, if it's your first time on Fanable, when you buy it, I think you have to use like a credit card or something like that. Like I don't think you can preload the. It's so weird. You can't preload the account with like money. So you have to use it off of like a credit card or whatever. I don't think you can use crypto either. And then if you end up selling the comic for like fair market value back to Fanable, it kind of gets put in this like other wallet. And in order to get that money out, you have to sign up for like, it's not Swift, but whatever kind of, you know, partnership they have going on. And I'm still trying to figure out if I can even use that money I have on the side, because I have where's my Fanable? All right. I don't care if I show you guys, because this is... Yeah, because my wallet has like almost $200 in it, and I don't even know if I can even use that money for the trend, because I think that's one of the issues I had early. It's like anytime you're going for a new drop, you have to put in new money. Like I might message the people over at Fanable, be like, hey, can I already use money I put in the app, or do I have to keep putting in new money every single time I have to go for a drop? Yeah, that is a good looking 3.5. Yeah, it's... Do you like that one? Okay, I mean, this is a very good, you know, not financial advice. I mean, I played a few of these drops, but I do like this one quite a bit. And honestly, some of these comics, some of these I might even like redeem. We'll see though. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, an extra $400 to put back in Veve or crypto or whatever else would be nice, but... That giant size is very nice. I mean, it presents super well for a 3.5. I mean, I would definitely put that on the wall behind me. And this signed one, New Mutants. And so the cool thing is with this one, you don't even have to open the case. You can buy it for 100. I'll close this. You can buy the case for 100 and you don't have to open it. What you can do, and this is what I've done before, is you buy the case, and then as people open up the cases, if the chasers or the grails don't get open, the price of the remaining cases on the market will kind of start slowly creeping up, because, you know, whales want to get the case, so they'll buy the case. So even though this is going for like 100, like what's the most recent drop that happened? Drop. I'm just going to show off the 9.8 and beyond, because I think that's the most recent one. So the cases for the 9.8 and beyonds were 125. Now they're going for like 160, but I don't think people are actually buying these. Let me see which ones are listed. The other cool thing too is you can also see what stuff is unlisted. So if you do this, so this shows all the, you know, all of it, but these are all like the comics and the comics and the cases that aren't even listed on the market. So in a weird way, it's like, all right, it's listed, but it's still technically listed because people still can look you up. But like for whatever reason, let's say this Spawn, I can make an offer to him for this Spawn comic, even though he doesn't even have it listed on the market. I can still at least just make an offer, and I think you get like 5 offers a day, or I forgot how it works, but it's pretty cool. I mean, obviously, at any point, any comic can be bought back for 90% fair market value. So I would assume you'd probably want to offer like maybe a tiny bit more for it, but They even have like this comic too. We have this one on Veve, right? See, he has it listed for 150. It's a 9.0 Captain America annual. So just something to check out. Oh yeah, they did have like a Veve, or they did have like a comics and crypto. It was kind of cool. They did like a collaboration with like comics and crypto, and like comics and crypto basically just put in like a huge hodgepodge of like cool comics, Veve comics, a bunch of stuff that, you know, they're familiar with and like on there. So, but cool. That's happening on Thursday. So in 2 days. So you can't use that money you get from the sale, but that is not great because I was going to send in some cards, hopefully sell some of those and have some extra money to go for a draw. You might be able to. I mean, I'm going to contact whoever. There's a couple guys over at Fanable that are pretty quick to like answer questions, so I might do it later today. And if I find out Slider, I'll tag you in it on Twitter. Because I really don't like just throwing in extra, because I think I can technically withdraw and send it to my bank, but it's like I don't want to have to like awkwardly like send it to my bank and then like reload the account with that same bank account and like have and play new drops. It would just be weird. I already KYC'd with them. I would assume so if you're submitting stuff, but I'll have to message them to try and find out if you can't. I feel like it just makes sense. You know, but then again, I'm not really sure how the whole like fair market value thing is. You know, they buy it back and like, I don't know. I would assume you could spend it on the next drop. I mean, it only makes sense to me, but I just haven't tested it yet. All right. Wow, this stream went way longer. I was going to go for like an hour, maybe hour and a half. We're already pushing 2 hours and 15 minutes. So. Cool. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to like talk about? Let's do that. I'm surprised. I mean, I said this earlier and I'm surprised I haven't even used like my NFT tracker at all this stream. We're just going to look at like what's up, what's down, see if there's any like ridiculous discounts or like big price movements, and then we'll probably call it a stream. 24-hour trend. I don't use this one enough. Like, which has moved the most? Spider Noir is going to do his own thing. Cersei, for some reason, went up by like 300%. Yeah, she was going for 1.8 gems, and now she's up to like 3.2. Or now she's at 8. All right, now you got me curious. Who's buying this? Someone buying just a ton of these? I think it's like what you said, Slider. I do think it's whales just buying a ton of just like cheap collectibles and comics just to stay at the top of the list, like the top 500 or top 10 or whatever. Or maybe the floor was just super thin. This Don Juan Solo bought a few. Yeah, maybe the floor was just super thin. And so this is the thing I like about Stacker too, is like you go here, I know his name. Now I can type his name into Veve. Look at his profile. It's a pretty good collection. I'll follow and like him. And sometimes you can get lucky if you see a like a Twitter link here, like some people have their handle. And if there's a good deal, or if I do want to make an offer on something, I'll just reach out to them. But all right, that was it. I just wanted to figure out what was going on with Cersei. I'm like, is someone just buying a ton? I think the floor was just thin. Same thing with Supergirl. I mean, we know why people are buying Supergirl, right? Yeah, because that would probably flag my bank account if I deposit a big amount and send. Yeah, it'd just be weird. I don't know. You should watch Andor Vibes. Yes, I know. Should have done it last month in May, but no more. I'll watch it at some point. I mean, I bet enough people have recommended it to me. Like I really should just check it out. A few random things have pumped out of the blue. Same with a few bigger Silver Age keys like Avengers 4, FA Doc. I mean, some of that stuff was just so cheap. I didn't think it would stay that low forever. Like Hawkeye went up quite a bit from yesterday. He was at 40. Now he's up to 65. Looks like only one was bought, though. You can look at the total listings. It goes from 11 to 10. So I wonder if someone just bought one. And because, again, the floor is thin, it just goes up 25%. Wonder Woman. Green Gobbo went up a little bit. It's wild. He was going for 20 gems not long ago, and now he's up to 49. Yeah, he's at 32 like a day and a half ago. Jason Fabuk. You little Fabuk. Andor's good. I'm halfway through season 2. Nice. Yeah. I've heard nothing but good things about Andor, and I do need to check it out. The only crap I might have heard is like maybe it's like a little slow, but I don't know. I don't mind. I don't mind that too much. All-time low floor price. Wow, Jason Fabuk was going for 6 gems at one point. Was that pretty consistent, or is that just kind of like a short-term fluke? No, for like, yeah, 3 or 4 days. He was at like 7, probably 6, 7 gems. No more. ATSTs. 27, then jumped up to 36. Some of the vehicles might be a little bit slept on. All right, let's check out the opposite direction. What things have gone down the most the last 24 hours? Most of the time, the stuff that's pulled back a lot is just because stuff is already pumped, like this Dory. Going for 10 or 11. For some reason, pumped up to like 30, 40 gems, and now it's just going back to where it was prior 2 days ago. So, I mean, a lot of stuff is just so low, it's just hard for them to go down any further. This is typically what I look for. 24-hour changes isn't always... I mean, I like kind of seeing like the general movement, but what I prefer to do is look at all-time lows. Difference to all-time low. Starfire is still at an all-time low. She has like 1,000 mints. Uncommon Storm, basically a gem and a half. Excelsior. Yeah, ultra rare Stan Lee at an all-time low. Going for basically 11, 12 gems. More vehicles. VV Wheels, what's up? Yeah, we're going to jump off soon. We've been streaming for almost like 2.5 hours. So, but yeah, thanks for stopping by. Right now, we're just looking at the market. I was showing off some stuff on Fanable earlier and all that, so. Floors are getting very thin for a lot of the comics. The days of $1 comics is going away. Even some of the ones that are 1 gem, not many are 1 before the floor goes up fast, yeah. Can you sell on Stacker for less than $1? Yep. I'll show you right now. If you go to Discover, that's kind of like the search page. You go to the Stacker floor. This is the part that's annoying. If you click Stacker floor, it'll show you all the NA. I don't know why it shows you all the not applicable stuff. But if you go down far enough, it's not terribly far. It does take, 15 to 30 seconds to scroll all the way down. Maybe a little bit closer to 30. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, and I just haven't figured it out. But as of right now, like, you can't just... I don't know why it has all these NAs here. Wow, this is... I don't remember it being this long. All right, there we go. Almost there. I just saw it, but I want to... So long story short, yes. Whoop. Did I lose it? Oh my god. So from least to most, yeah, you can list comics, you can list stamps and stuff for below $1. Like these people are doing 72 cents, 82 cents, 88. There's not many for below $1. But yeah, I mean, if you are struggling to sell a comic or it's just like absolutely stuck at $1 and there's a massive wall or something like that, technically you can put it on Stacker for less and sell it that way. I'm very late. Yeah, I know where Death Scroll. Yeah, it's nuts. I'm not a huge fan of the way they have that set up. I've said before, and I might at Dr. Profit directly or something, or whoever is kind of helping with the Stacker. I'm like, I would almost pay money to have A, this get cleaned up, but B, being able to see the Veve floor difference. Because if you click on, all right, let's look at this rabbit really quick. So listings, looks like a few people have it for below $1. So if you click buy, it'll tell you the difference between the floor and Veve. So the Veve floor price on this is $1.10. Omi price is 72 cents, so it lets you know it's like a 38-cent difference. What they don't tell you is that there's like a 2% fee as a buyer. So that is one difference you have to be cognizant of. It's like if you're buying on Stacker, there's actually a 2% fee. If you buy on Veve, there's no fee, right? It's always on the seller. So there's a small fee, and I guess this Omi just gets burned. I think that the whole point of the 2% fee is just like they just burn it. So you do pay like a tiny, in this case, you know, it's 1 penny, but if you are buying an item that's like a bit more expensive, like sometimes the fee can add up a tiny bit. Sometimes there's good deals on here. It's just hard to find them because you can't organize it by like Veve to Omi or Veve to Stacker floor price difference. Like I would actually pay money to be able to just easily see what collectibles have the biggest floor difference or variance between like the Veve floor and the Stacker floor. As of right now, you have to just look up each collectible individually, you know, or just memorize the floor price. Because like this Grogu, the rare one, it's like the Veve floor price is 17. This is for 14. Technically, you're getting a small discount on it, even with the 2% fee. But if you're patient enough, or if you look in the right spot, sometimes you get a bigger discount. I think someone said earlier, or someone posted like yesterday, that like they were able to get a Superman for like 50% off from like the Veve floor because they just bought an Omi. So pay money, woo, let's not get crazy. For me, so my thing is like, all right, if you want that feature, either just make it free, or if you are going to make it like some sort of premium feature, make it so that you have to burn like 10,000 Omi a month, which is not that much. Because look at this collectible. It's 1,200 Omi and it's $2.50. So burning 10,000 Omi is like $2 a month, right? So if they really want to encourage like Omi burning, it's like if they want to add like premium features, like just make it so like people have to essentially stake or just like burn Omi each month. You know, I'd be willing to pay $2 a month to be able to have some sort of feature that honestly the majority of people don't have, you know. And usually if I'm buying stuff off of Stacker, usually it's for like a bigger discount than $2 or like more than a certain amount. Is dude, I can never pronounce that guy's name. Bazogaman still buying? I remember him buying all my low mint comics and SR comics. I don't know. What I really need to do one day is kind of just dig through Stacker, dig through Immutascan and a few other websites and take an inventory of all of the wallets of the whales. Stacker used to give you you used to be able to like look up people on here like I can't even, well actually you can look up users, but let me, you can look up users, but it used to tell you their wallet address like right below it. So like Sleeping Comics, for example, back in the day, it would tell you the wallet address, so you could just copy and just throw it into, you know, a Mutascan, and you would know exactly what they've been doing. Or it would, I think it would also show you here, it would just show you their history. But they kind of removed all those features now. So there is ways to, I'm sure there's an easier way to track all these wallets and stuff. I just don't know how, other than just like seeing that they like bought something and then trying to line up with like Immutable X and trying to like match the mint numbers. Like that's the only way now I know how to do it now. It's a lot of legwork, but I would like to have a segment in my stream where I just have a list. I just have like a long list of wallets I would look at, and we'll just look at them and see what they're buying, right? Went to buy a Todd from Stacker a few months back, not knowing about that 2% fee, killed it. Didn't have enough OMI to get on it. And one of the Veve fam helped, and I got it done. But yeah, that 2% fee should be known. Yeah, they do tell you like right before you're about to buy it, but like ahead of time, like if you're just looking here and you're like, oh, look, Marvel Comics Secret Rare. You know, it's like a good discount, but because this one says like, oh, I'm like saving $80, right? Well, that's probably too expensive of one. Grogu's a good one, actually. For $277. So this one's actually $2 above what's on Veve. So this one's actually more expensive technically. If you go to continue, all of a sudden now I can't afford it. Like technically I could afford it here, but if I click continue, now I can't afford it because I don't, or well, I can still afford it, but yeah, it's an extra like $5.50. You know, depending on the site. Yeah, if you're buying something like Todd, yeah, it's going to be like an extra like $10 in fees. So that part is kind of annoying. Bacardi Creation, what's good? Good evening. In the past on Stacker, you used to be able to click on the wallet, see the activity of that wallet. What happened to that? It used to be useful. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's just for privacy reasons or maybe it's just, I have no clue. But yeah, I just mentioned that. I have no idea why they changed that. You can still track wallets. It's just going to require a lot of legwork. Like what you can do here is like, we'll look at like Grogu. NFT transfer, market stacker, yeah. Yeah, one person's actually buying quite a few of these. Yeah, the last like 3 purchases were all from this one guy. So sometimes it'll say the wallet address beforehand, but not always. So we already know this is TomTom. Let's lurk on TomTom a little bit. Let's see what he's up to. Where's a Mutascan? All right. So, and even then, sometimes sometimes it will tell you after the fact, like it'll like show the wallet address and then change it to the name. So you kind of have to be quick. All right, so yeah, this is TomTom's wallet. So he's bought on it. I do like this SR. I mean, who doesn't like that cover? Bought a Superman. Transfers. So, and this is the other thing too. Are transfers market sales? Yeah, I think they're purchases because it's from this wallet going to, I would assume him. Doesn't have his wallet address here, but we can always assume it's that. It's a show? No. Yeah. Yeah, so those are like market purchases. When it says transfer, I think it's just market purchases or sales. And I think if it is a sale, it'll flip it. It'll say from his wallet to somewhere else. Yeah, because his wallet ends in 36C9. Maybe we'll see a sale. Bought a couple of Todds, couple of Grogus, more Supermans, some Darksides. People are kind of sleeping on Darkseid for a bit. There's a point where he's like 14 gems, and there's like less than 2,000 mints of him. And he's what, like a top 3 villain? Arguably a like top 2 on DC. Gold and silver logo, more Darkseid, some Flounder. More Darkseid. Our Stormtroopers. So yeah, I kind of want to have a segment where I just kind of copy a bunch of like whale wallets, and then I'm able to just, hey, like what are whales buying? All right, these collectibles, these comics, these things. So bought 15 items in the last 2 weeks. He slowed down. Yeah, some whale, I mean, they're all different. there was another whale I saw, like he didn't buy anything for like 6 months, and then he bought like 150 items, like mostly like grails and like secret rares and stuff like that, and then like yep. And when you got hundreds of Omi already on there, what do you do? In the end, I would have just gotten off EV and saved the headache I went through. More than told here, yeah, unfortunately. Not ideal. I mean, I remember my first million Omi I bought, I remember buying it for like $1,200 because, I mean, this was like over a year ago, right? So now my 1 million Omi that I bought for 1,200, now it's worth 200 or like 222 or whatever the price is now. So Galactus is another one. Galactus is another one, the animated one with the laser eyes has been watching that one around. Galactus? Do you mean Darkseid? Because this one is animated. 12. What's up with his price? We already know he purchased some, but I'm not a huge fan. I really think Stacker needs to kind of fix this like chart page. For some reason, I don't know if I'm just like too dumb or whatever, but I always have issues like following it, or I don't really trust it all that much. Yeah, Galactus is fire. Yeah, no, this guy's been pretty flat. Kind of had a low of like 10 gems, but yeah, he's kind of just between 10 to 12 gems. Yeah, there's some people that have a lot of these. 30, 25, 25. The animation on this is very, I will say, some of the DC, like this one, Green Lantern. I'm trying to think of another one, but like the animations are very good, and the sound effects are very good. They're just below like 15 gems right now or something. That just dropped last month. All right, let's take a look. Are you talking about the craftable one? Yeah, this one. I stopped going after these, honestly. After Punisher, I'm trying to remember what was after like Sabretooth. Like after the Sabretooth one, like I'm still like holding the bag on a few different Sabretooths and stuff like that. After that, I was like, all right, I'm not sure if these are profitable anymore. Because if you don't land the SR, because it's all about speed, right? If you don't land the SR, you kind of just lose money. So I really stopped going after some of these ones. And unfortunately, I can't view it in 3D on the computer for some reason. James Gunn is talking about a DCU and MCU crossover movie. Yeah, there is a there is something. I don't know if it was a DC comic or I think it was DC. But there is something. There's some like weird, like amorphous, like weird wall thing that kind of separates like the DC and like the Marvel universe. I'm trying to remember what it's called. $1980s. But I thought I could have sworn there was like a crossover comic or something. It's called like the Force Wall. It was something kind of weird. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like completely misremembering. It's pretty rare, but I do think there's a handful of times where like DC and Marvel comics did have a crossover of like a bunch of characters, like a big battle. I mean, this is kind of cool. Here, sorry, I forgot. I wasn't even showing you guys. Or like right here. I mean, some of this art looks really cool. Like Spider-Man and Superman. They're fighting. I guess they're fighting each other. Sorry, Spider-Man would lose that one. Batman versus Hulk. With prep time, anything is possible with Batman, but without prep time, I think Hulk wins this one. Thanos was also around 15 gems for one of them. Thanos? Yeah, the I don't know if it's a common or rare or something like that. Deadpool and Batman soon. That would make sense. Kang is also a good one. He's also around 10 gems for this one. Yeah, Kang is decent. I don't know. From what it sounds like the movie didn't do too great, right? Or like, well, the new movie's coming out with Kang, right? Or is that with Doctor Doom? I forgot. Superman versus Spider. Yeah, that one's back in the day. This one looks cool. I think this is the one I was talking about. X-Men, the Uncanny X-Men and the New Teen Titans. I think there was a team up with this. This one's cool, like Thor, Shazam, Quicksilver, Flash. I don't know who those two chicks are, but Green Lantern and Silver Surfer. That's kind of cool. I think this is the one I was talking about earlier. Let me see if I can find that one. I'm going to search it over here really quick. All right, maybe not. Okay. Source wall. This is what it's called. Or maybe not. What the hell? All right, maybe it had nothing to do with Marvel. Okay, maybe this is it. I mean, that's a cool looking comic. The one with like Darkseid and like the Dark Phoenix and all that stuff. But this one too. There's something called the Source Wall, I guess in DC Comics. Created by the Cosmic Raptor, blah, blah. Yeah, this is all over my head. Force Barrier. But it says here, in the early Fourth World stories, Jack Kirby and Jerry Conway, the Source Wall was portrayed as a metaphysical barrier without physical form, with the Promethean giants strewn together in space nearby, starting with Marvel and DC Presents #1, Chris Claremont and Walt Simonson. It was portrayed as a physical wall with giants embedded in it. Even though this story was outside of mainstream continuity, it set the appearance of the Source Wall for future stories. So like the Source Wall is supposed to like separate like DC from like other multiverse or other kind of stuff. So this is what I was getting at. I do remember digging around in the story or hearing about this or whatever. So long story. I mean, there's already in comic explanations or sources of power or whatever that do exist that separate like Marvel and DC technically. So just a thought. They are doing a DC Marvel comic crossover soon. Nice. Yeah, the Teen Titans Marvel cross. That one looks sick. I mean, the cover on that one looks cool. I do like that one a lot. Deadpool and Batman coming this November. Oh, that's sick. Like a movie? Or is it a comic? Slider. You know what's really cool? And I don't know if you guys have ever done this. I did this, like, there was a period of time where I was like really messing with like ChatGPT and like Grok, but you could just make all kinds of like fictional scenarios. I think I did a scenario of like, oh, what would happen if like the Flash and like Wolverine teamed up, right? Like they're very different in a lot of ways. Like Wolverine has no problem killing. Barry Allen doesn't like to kill. You know, one's like gruff and older and whatever, and the other one's like much faster. And so like it was kind of cool. You could have them like put them in different scenarios, like dialogue. like moral differences, different fighting style. Like it would explain all kinds of stuff. I'm like, dude, this is so easy to make. Like if you made a comic, you just pair up like any two villains or superheroes or whatever, and it'll kind of just give you like a rundown of comic. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I might have to get that one. Yeah, those kind of crossovers are cool, but I think it said like one combo that it can do. Like if you're like the Flash and Wolverine, instead of like the fastball special where like Hulk will throw him, like imagine the Flash picking up like Wolverine and like running around the world once and throwing him at like the speed of light at something. I mean, it would probably destroy Wolverine, but you know, he can regenerate. He'll be fine. If you can get Grok app, you can do voice and it'll create a story for you. I did it with Stargate. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff with like AI where it could just do the thinking for you. It could do the storyboard. It could make all the connections. Because like, you know, it's kind of cool. Like, oh, it'd be cool if like Wolverine and the Flash could like team up and like, what are their combos, or like how would they disagree, or like what would they get like kind of agree on? Like you could just have AI just do all that for you. It's just such a good source of information. Just pulls all this information, just spits it out. You know, but. All right, I think I'm going to call it because we're pushing almost 3 hours on this stream. But cool, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to keep up with the streams, and I'm going to be making more content. And again, one more time, I'm going to go ahead and link. I'm trying to get more people in this Discord because I do want to be more active. I do want to talk to you guys about like my ideas and stuff like that. We talk about other NFT projects. We talk about Veve and all kinds of stuff. So there's the Discord. Come hang out. And yeah, Tucson, thanks for hanging out. Slider, have a good night. My Collectibles, let's go. You're literally joining as I'm leaving. I've already been streaming for almost 3 hours, but it's nice seeing you, My Collectibles. We'll talk later. Thanks for the stream.